welcome to today's edition of Hankie Pankie. Today I'm going to show you a little bit about white hankies, give you a little bit of a background on what hankies are. Long before people started using hankies for their face, they were just called kerchiefs, and kerchiefs were just pieces of fabric that were tied on the head. Then they added the word hand to kerchief because then you would know that they were hankies that you used on your face. And before they started to get pretty fancy, they were just white pieces of fabric or ivory fabric. Today I'm going to show you quite a few variations of white hankies that I think are very beautiful. The first ones that we're going to start with today are, they're called white work. A very, very beautiful type of hanky. I'm going to use a little bit of a black background to show you what some of these look like. This one is very beautiful. I can see this here. It's an orchid. Now what white work is pieces of white fabric that are very closely appliqued to the back of the hanky so that you can see what the design is. See how beautiful that is? This one has this is hand rolled, and there is some other embroidery going on there. Look at this. This has an applique white work edge on it. Look at how beautiful that is. There's a lot of very pretty ones that just have the edge finished. Look at this one. A little bit of a floral design on that one. Look how detailed that is. Absolutely beautiful. I'll give you one more. And this one. This is on an ivory hanky, but it's a little bit of a floral design on each one of the corners. Now, another type of white hanky that we're going to discuss today is drawn thread. Now, drawn thread is a very popular design. This one is a drawn thread. I'm going to show you. This is kind of mixed with the applique because there is some white applique on this. See this here? See how the threads are just pulled through the hanky to leave like an open design. This one even has it on the edge. Look how pretty that is. This one's particularly nice. A lot of these hankies are used in weddings nowadays. How pretty that is. Very detailed, some nice floral embroidery inside there. Look at triple drawn thread edge. Hand rolled. Very, very nice hanky. Drawn thread can be very simple or very detailed. Here is just an example of something very detailed. Look at the edge on there. Look how pretty that is. A little bit of embroidery going on, the hand rolled edge. Each of these corners have the same design. How pretty. Here's a beautiful one with actually a drawn thread border. Beautiful design. Here's one that's not as detailed, but just the corners are done. But look how pretty that is. All of these drawn thread hankies are hand rolled. It gives them a little bit more age than the sewed edges. Here's another kind of white hanky. These are very popular for weddings also. This is a Madeira Edge. Madeira hankies are made in Portugal, and they're considered one of the most beautiful hankies in the world are the Madeira hankies. Look at the beautiful work in this. A little bit of drawn thread going through the edge, But look at this detailed embroidery. Isn't that beautiful? Here's one a little bit more detailed. Look at the beautiful detail on that. Floral design, the drawn thread going through that. You can see why hankies like this are very popular for weddings. And this one adds the drawn, the Madeira embroidery with a lace edge. Look how pretty that is. It almost has a silver sheen to it. Another type of white hanky, I call it white on white, very popular design, is to take white embroidery and incorporate it on top of a white hanky. How pretty that floral design is. A little bit of a ribbon. There's another one. It's just white on white. Very beautiful embroidery. A lot of times we see a lot of very pretty hankies in beautiful colors, but there's something about this simplistic white on white. Look at this one. Very, very pretty, very simple. Just an embroidered white design on each of the corners. Sometimes when we get white on white, we get a design that's woven directly into the fabric or printed into the fabric. This is organza. Look at that pretty design. That is another one of our Lily of the Valley. Just a very, very, this is a very large hanky, but very beautiful Lily of the Valley design through that hanky. There's also a lot of, when they get quite large, there's also quite a bit of very tiny hankies. Look at that pretty little hanky. I have a set of 3 of these, all tiny hankies with just one little white on white design with a little bit of a drawn edge, but a very small hanky. Some of the designs have scalloped edges on them. Look at that one. Very, very sheer, very beautiful. Well, I hope you enjoyed looking at some of these white hankies today and getting a little bit of a background on them. There's a lot of different designs. These are very popular for wedding parties or making toppers for curtains. Some of them are very plain with just a drawn thread edge. Look at this one. This is even a little bit of a larger drawn thread. Look at how pretty that is. Very sheer, very beautiful. But we'd like to thank you for being here today, watching Hankie Pankie. If you see any of these items that you might be interested in or something like this, please be sure to check out my eBay page. Or you can just leave me a message in the comments and I'll see if I have something you might be looking for. We ask you just to please like and to subscribe to this to see more videos in the future. Have a great day. Thank you for joining us today at Hankie Pankie Vintage Linens. If you have any questions about what we've talked about today, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. If you've seen any hankies or linens that you like in today's video, they may still be available. Please visit my eBay store. A link to that and my contact information is in the video description.